Have you ever thought, I don't even know what I'm feeling? I just feel off? If yes, stay with me, because in the next few minutes, you'll learn a simple way to finally understand what is really happening inside you, instead of just feeling confused, overwhelmed, or not okay. Today, in Lesson 1 of the Emotional Intelligence course, you'll learn the emotional alphabet, the basic language your mind and body use to talk to you. By the end of this video, you'll be able to answer one powerful question: what am I truly feeling right now? Think about the messages many of us heard growing up. Don't cry. Be strong. Stop being so sensitive. Control yourself. Repeated over years, these messages don't make emotions disappear. They simply push them underground. They teach you one thing: what you feel is a problem. Psychologists call this emotional illiteracy. You feel a lot, but you don't have the words or the practice to decode what's happening. And this is important. It is not your fault. We live in cultures that focus on performance, productivity, and image, and often treat emotions as irrational, weak, or inconvenient. But science tells a different story. Emotions are fast, complex responses designed to protect you, guide you, and inform you. The problem is not that emotions happen. The problem is that almost nobody teaches us how to read them. To start reading your inner world, you first need to separate three things people constantly mix: emotion, mood, and bodily sensation. Let's make this simple. Emotion is a fast, intense, short-lived response to a specific trigger. Someone shouts at you and you feel anger. You get an unexpected message and you feel joy or fear. Your body reacts first: heart rate, breathing, muscle tension. These are emotions: fear, joy, anger, sadness. Mood is a longer, more diffuse emotional climate. You wake up and feel a bit heavy or light or irritable without a clear reason. Irritability, calmness, melancholy, positivity. It's not about one event. It's the color of your day. Bodily sensation is the raw physical signal: tightness in your chest, pressure in your head, warmth in your face, trembling in your hands, a knot in your stomach. Most people confuse sensations with emotions. They feel tightness and say, I'm anxious. They feel heaviness and say, I'm depressed. But sensations are the first layer, the body's whisper, before the mind gives it a name. Take 1 second and notice, what is one sensation you feel in your body at this moment? Here is a key idea. Every emotion is about something. It has a direction, an object. Fear points to danger or to something you perceive as threatening. Anger points to a boundary being crossed or a sense of injustice. Sadness points to a loss or to something important that is missing. Joy points to something meaningful or aligned with your values. When you don't know this, emotions feel like random storms. You just want them to stop. When you do know this, emotions become information. They show you what matters, what hurts, what you need, and what you care about. You stop fighting them and you start listening to them. Imagine emotions as colors. Primary emotions are like basic colors: joy, anger, fear, sadness, disgust, surprise. They are universal, fast, and deeply biological. Complex emotions are blends of these basic colors plus thoughts, memories, and beliefs: shame, guilt, nostalgia, pride, hope, jealousy, gratitude, love. Shame often mixes fear and sadness with the thought, there is something wrong with me. Jealousy can combine fear, anger, and insecurity. When you don't see the layers, you might think, I'm a mess, I feel too much. When you do see the layers, you can say, I feel shame and fear at the same time. That's why this is so intense. And from there, you can respond with more clarity and kindness to yourself. Now, here's one of the biggest everyday mistakes. We use vague, foggy words. I feel bad. I'm stressed. I'm not okay. I'm overwhelmed. These phrases are not emotions. They are clouds. Stressed could mean fear, pressure, disappointment, sadness, anger, frustration, or even guilt. Precision is emotional power. Research shows that the more accurately you name an emotion, the more clearly you understand yourself, and the more effectively you can act. Saying I feel pressure and fear is very different from I feel anger and frustration, different emotion, different action. To practice this, you'll use a simple tool, the Emotional Alphabet Journal. You don't need anything fancy. A notebook, a note app, or a document is enough. Once a day, take 2 or 3 minutes and answer these 5 questions. What sensation do I notice in my body? Warmth, tension, pressure, heaviness, lightness, energy? What emotion seems linked to it? Anger, anxiety, sadness, joy, frustration, calmness, excitement. What triggered it? A thought, a situation, a memory, a person, a message, a task. What is this emotion about? A threat, a loss, a need, a value, a boundary, a desire. Does this emotion change how I see the world right now? Does everything feel harder and darker? Do people seem more irritating? Or do things look more hopeful, possible, and open? At first, this might feel slow, but after a few days, you start to see something powerful. Your emotional patterns are not random. Your inner world has structure, and clarity is possible. Neuroscience has a name for this process: affect labeling. When you put your feeling into words, this is anxiety, this is anger, this is sadness. Regions of the brain that regulate emotions become more active. The emotional intensity goes down. Your capacity to choose your response goes up. So, naming an emotion is not weakness, it's emotional self mastery. You're not suppressing what you feel, you're creating space around it. To close this first lesson, here is your starter emotional alphabet. Primary emotions: fear, anger, sadness, joy, disgust, surprise. Extended emotions: anxiety, frustration, disappointment, gratitude, calmness, shame, guilt, hope, empathy, excitement, restlessness, satisfaction, loneliness, pride, tenderness. These words are your compass. The more precisely you can use them, the more precisely you can navigate your inner world. This emotional alphabet is the foundation of the entire course. Before you can regulate, transform, or use your emotions for growth, you must be able to name them. If this first lesson opened a new space within you, keep going. Follow the course, practice your emotional alphabet journal, and notice how your relationships, your focus, and your decisions begin to change. And now, one question for you. What emotion did you learn to name today? Write it in your journal, and if you feel comfortable, share it in the comments. Your word might help someone else find theirs.